I'm going to talk to you about shading. So with your pencil, you can do a variety of different kinds of marks. If I press really hard on my paper, it's going to make a really, really dark mark. Now I'm going to teach you how to make it go from this really, really dark shade and have it be lighter as it goes away. So with shading, you can apply less pressure and the shade that you make will become lighter. So if I do that again, even lighter, less pressure, even more, even less. Now a soft touch, even softer. And I can even use my finger and kind of mix in these shades. So that's just some basic shading real quick. Let's say you want to make a design and you want to have some shading on the edges. So let's say I have a design and I wanted to have it be dark on the edges here. So I'm going to be adding some shading here around the edges, but as it gets towards the middle, it's going to get lighter. So I'm going to use more lighter pressure to add that and do that. I can even use my eraser a little bit if I need to, or my finger to kind of blend in. Sometimes I like to carve out light, so I like to erase some of the shade that I already made. And what that does is it makes it so that we are actually kind of like drawing with white and taking it away what we have just to add more to it. So then here's an example of making shade that way. A lot of times traditionally when we're talking about shading, we want to draw a sphere. So if you want to make something look more realistic, the idea of having one side be cast in shadow, there's a light coming in, and then it casts a shadow based off where the light is. So if the light is coming this way, there would be a shadow on the direct opposite way. So what you would want to do is have that shadow over there. This shadow should be really, really dark because this is like the darkest area. It's a cast shadow. It's really having the shadow here because it's very blocked by the light. And then as it gets towards the light, it's going to have the shading be less and less dark. They're going to be turning into what we call tints. So they're going to be less. I also am kind of, if you notice, I'm curving the lines to make it follow the contour of the sphere. This is called a value sphere. If you've ever seen artists practice these, they're really, really helpful. And artists all over the world, whether they're comic book artists, illustrators, painters, they have almost certainly have done a value sphere before, and they have used that information and knowledge to improve their craft and their drawing skills. So that's just some basic ideas on shading.